The Enlightenment Chasers, Royalties of Peace. We are stealing the storms back to peace that has no storm, while holding on to perfect peace. It is Monday, May 5th of 2025, and this is episode 41 of the Golden Age podcast by Mavis Free Lefang. It happens to be CINCO De Mayo. CINCO De Mayo celebration today, especially in the United States of America, honoring the heritage of Mexican Americans. Over the victory the Mexicans had to repossess their native land. The Mexican army's victory over the Second French Empire that was led by King Napoleon III. King Napoleon III at the battlefield of Puebla on May 5th, 1862. This holiday might not be significant to some Mexicans in Mexico, but it is highly celebrated in USA and some parts in Mexico, especially the city of Puebla, where the epic battle took place. Might not be acknowledged by some Mexicans, like September 16, victory is acknowledged, identified to be the Independence Day of Mexico from the Spanish. Two victories. Cinco de Mayo victory over the French and September 16 victory over the Spanish. Are all indicating the need for independence. Celebrating independence comes with a reminder of understanding our purpose of being humans. Conquering invaders is proof that we have come to understanding who we are, of enlightenment. We are the enlightenment chasers from the origin of our very existence of humanity before our today. Talking about the Native Americans, the natives of this continent presenting today could be shallow compared to the origin before the ocean drifted the continent's apart, a world divided into continents today, of its origin, whereof enlightenment chases. Some call them the early man. Early meaning coming to our senses, nomad in the world, an expression of the need of freedom, unsatisfied with every settlement, yearning for perfect peace of the mind, realizing the only way we can emancipate ourselves from mental slavery is to acknowledge the journey from infancy to the state of integrity according to the human development theory of Erickson. This day reminds us that there is a difference between crowning self uneducated and crowning self educated. When you wear the crown with a mental disability, the crown becomes a tool and not the reward. The crown becomes enlightenment until you achieve the perfect of being, and then it becomes the reward. While we are chasing enlightenment to reach the reward of perfect peace, we acknowledge every battle won, the need to keep peace and not a desolation. Mexico still speaks in Spanish today. Therefore, it is not about rejecting the Spanish, but the need to be heard and respected of being. Even the same with the French. The victory over the French was not to despise the French, but for the French to realize a healthier means to remediate each other. In the name of gaining land, we must come to our senses while we war on properties because of our increase in number. Does not promote abortion, but rather educating self from infancy how to maintain celibacy and luxury for increase in integrity until the end of this journey of humanity into the greater of perfect peace, no returning. Ice sublimes and water evaporates, not to condense and return, but of purity becomes free from density and free from friction and collisions. The gaseous state of freedom we identify even in physics, like history indicates, with every battle won or every peace treaty we seek is for independence. Independence meaning emancipating the mind from slavery the need to seize battlefields and return them back to battlefield free. Celebration goes on today. CINCO De Mayo. Just like the Independence Day over the Spanish is acknowledged September 16. Mexico has several Independence Day. And today we are experiencing the struggle between the United States of America and its neighbor, the Mexicans. True that the United States of America is not of the natives. It is comprised of immigrants, of intellectual immigrants to those still in search for knowledge to fulfill their being intellectually. Intellect comes with the sound mind of a true purpose of humanity. Why the rich get richer and the middle class struggling with the poverty line, especially when it comes to the family class. Today, with the tariffs, like a burden on family classes. Even those who intend just to assist the orphans or adopted children are also struggling to maintain the children. Should they keep the children theirs or should they return them? Biological births in this state of family classes begins to win because no parent can give up their biological child, but the one who suffers, the adopted child. More indication that we must cease from making descendants when we are on a journey to ascension. The increase of tariffs in the United States of America and its neighboring countries. When we talk about Mexico, we talk about South America, the neighbor to North America comprised of United States of America and Canada. Canada speaks both French and English, yet part of America. And the United States of America, the miniature of a multicultural world and the dream of the world, the pursuit of American dream is because of the United States of America, the heart of America, the heart of the world, multiculturally. When we consider peace over war, how do we appease from these tariffs, if not by emancipating self from mental slavery in the name of trying to make families after we complete and acquire knowledge, backed up with a good career? Making family has nothing to do with biological births or making babies or promoting people making babies for you. It is about educating the young to reach the expectancy of life, which is integrity and not despair, according to Erickson's human development theory. War over properties and tariffs increasing because of limited supplies, provoked by increase in population. Margarita is served on this day, not because Mexico desires drunkenness, but a reminder our war is not of the physical demonstrations like it is with Russia and Ukraine bombarding each other, and some parts in the world, Gaza, Cameroon, warring each other is not the problem, and neither how we solve the problem. The awareness of the problem will help us heal from the weakness, will help us resolve where we are lacking. The problem is knowledge deficit, which we must resolve. We are on a journey. We are not trying to keep the earth. The earth is only a tool we work with to enter integrity of the mind, battlefield free. Mexico not tolerating the tariffs embarked on them by the USA, and neither is Canada. But we must come to reasoning. Migrating or enabling immigrants should be with the right education and not mixing it up like the margarita that can drunken. And paralyze our work. What is the point of trying to drive high on alcohol? What is the point to educate self and bear babies? It's a hindrance, it's a barrier on the way. Not the baby, but the action, the activities carried on to enable a baby. Our drunkenness, the reason for margarita on this day, the, a very popular intake item of this day. The reminder our battlefield is of the mind and not of physical body. While we dance, let us realize where our problem is coming from. The mind. We must educate ourselves continuously until we realize the completion of our ancestors is us. The perfect enlightenment reward lies with us. Like the Bacon's rebellion of Jamestown, a struggle between Governor Beckley and some of the colonies, British colonies, led by Sir Nathaniel Bacon. In Virginia, 1876, a landowner who thought it was wise for the government to reward him for paralyzing the natives of their lands and owning them, claiming the lands unexpectedly, not understanding the purpose of English in America. Through this rebellion, you can foresee the purpose of the Enlightenment chasers. Even when the blacks were brought in, it was the matter of coming to our senses. Might have taken a hard road to come to our senses. It is very important for us today to look back at our mistakes and make lessons, while we can also visualize the blessing that was coming along with it. The inner sanctum of our being, perfect peace, battlefield free. Governor Beckley was trying to resist the further seizing of the native lands, for what they already had was enough to enable that illustration of ascending, no more descending. In the north, they had lesser children, aiming at living celibacy and luxuriously, to remind the natives that were presenting at that time the true purpose of the very first ancestors. Sometimes traveling away from each other in anger can lead to deducting from the truth by replacing some good with our anger, like the alcohol in the margarita paralyzes our very existence, and the younger generation suffers it. And when we try to wake ourselves up, we find ourselves wrestling each other. The uprising today of the battlefield we struggle with economically, politically, violence uprising in the USA and all over the world, on increased restrictions on free and relaxed commodities and free accesses, awakening the world back to its origin of ascending only, leaving no more descendants who turn around and struggle When those ascending have ascended into freedom, what is the point of leaving a child behind who ends up adopted or struggling to leave? When our end goal is integrity, celibacy, and luxury is the only means to bond with each other and to maintain the activities that brings us to non-violence, reaching perfect peace. Not sure why the pork strips are called bacon, but surely when we place aggressiveness on each other, we are roasting on ourselves. The battlefield of the mind and slavery in the name of slaving others. Being a slave master is no celebration. His Excellency, President Trump, is not celebrating himself. He is in grief if we could understand that we all are in a grief. When a father takes up a whip to lash on his child, it is never a joyous time, but the most grievous of the father than even the child. The child may even turn to forget it, but the father cannot forget it because the father knows what it is to love a child of his own making, not the child's choice, but the father's choice to make a child and to lash on the child, making the child out of love, then to turn around to be against the child is not a pleasing sight for fathers, even of mothers who even bear the child in the womb for 9 months. Mother's Day is coming up this May, and CINCO De Mayo is reminding us of the battlefield of the mind, of making a choice should fulfill celibacy and luxury, of life expectancy, to enter into integrity, of none left behind. Must we educate the children to understand the true meaning behind independence? Healing from battlefields, enabling peace treaty, and also the awareness of our weaknesses, seeking wellness. Such that even when you crown yourself, still disabled, let the crown be a tool that assists you to perfection, worthy of the crown, and not rather the contrary. The crown is not to disable you, but to enable you reach your perfection of being. Even if His Excellency President Trump resigns from being president today, what will we, the people, claim of independence and victory? Will it be the awareness of false accusation? Or will it be the awareness of the misinterpretation of the Constitution? Or will it be the disability of knowledge gained from schools We must be able to therapeutically communicate with modesty, telling the truth to our children, telling the truth to the younger generation so they can perfect this journey to reach the destination perfect of none left behind. CINCO De Mayo, independence, is freedom from slavery, is freedom from hardship, is freedom from tariffs, is freedom from war. Must brainstorming reach its goal of achievement perfect? It is time we sing the same song in every area and classes. The United States of America today is supposed to have just two classes: the rich and the middle class. What is this poverty line of disability? It is time we crown ourselves with the right mind, ascending, no more descending. Celebrating this day, remembering the natives of origin had the same mindset of acquiring perfect peace of the mind, acknowledging humanity is not forever. We age from infancy to adulthood, entering the wisdom age of none left behind. We yearn of male and female, fulfilling the mind, the one existence, no longer divided of male and female, but of battlefield free must be. Hope this day is what a reflection concerning our journey to perfect peace. Peace steals the storm back to peace that has no storm, while holding on to perfect peace. Thank you.